It's last patch? Okay, let's see. Let's see if it'll work. Don't give me any problems. Yes! Alright, we're good. Okay, so we got Mayan, Persian. Actually, we played against these guys before. Me and Joro have. Your ratings must not be too low. What do you guys rate? Like 2,400, 2,500? You only 20 minutes. All right, Dragonstar. That will be probably just about the right amount of time because I'm gonna run through this 2 Rex real quick and then make the coffee in between. Full screen. Yes, 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 yes. Good call. All right. So for you guys, let's see. You're with a Mayan and you're this. Wait, where are you? You're Mayan. It's red and yellow. Okay, it's red and yellow. So your friend is the scout player. So the scout player is doing pre-walls. They want to first make sure they're not being drushed, so they have to scout their enemy around 5 to 6 minutes. If they're being drushed, they small wall around their stuff. Here, here. Make the mill 1 tile back so you can make a good wall. And then the drush won't do damage, and their scout player is free to send those first 3 or 4 knights or scouts to your enemy, and you 2v1 using mobility. I think that's like best case scenario is when an archer player drushes the scout player and then tries to FC. That's like an easy clap. After that timing, you're looking at the man-at-arm timing. So maybe if by 9 minutes you know it's fine, then you can make your building here, 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 right? A bit bigger of a wall, and then you defend your gold. Ideally, your scout player is always going cross-mat to your archer player's enemy. There are situations where if this guy's also a scout player, he's not this game, but you can have your scout player try and pin down their scout player. I usually like going cross map as soon as possible though, because I'd rather just get comboing and streamlining my units and not have to worry about some bullshit. So it's better to get your wall up and have the scout player go across. Archer player can go into drushes or feudal archers. I like your, well, I don't know. Your base isn't the worst. So if it was me, I'd make 1 palisade here. I'd make house, house, palisade. And I'd probably do racks, house, range, range, building this way to the TC. So a circle here, kind of like what you're doing. I would make the racks just because it's more HP and it's a little fatter too. So probably doesn't matter though because archers can hit you here. So this really is the same as making a racks. It's no big difference. You'll just make your racks here, right? And then the range is down. And then you just kind of make a little circle. You're just looking for little circles. Like his base, if I was this guy, my circle would be like here and here, here and here, right? Little circle. This guy's, he's a scout player, so the berries aren't as important. You can just wall here, here, and here, and take the wood and the gold. Yeah, little circles. Pretty standard so far. 4 on wood. Are you thinking drush? I prefer 3 on wood if I'm not drushing, but there is a lot of arguments for going 4 on wood, especially in 1v1. In team game, it's not as necessary, though you are going to be doing a lot of walling, so it's not the worst. I just like getting to my boars a little bit quicker. Helps against the lanes, helps make sure you get up on time every time. And then I just throw a ton on wood once I click up. I even pull them off sheep a lot of times. So see how the difference between the circular wall and the wall you're doing? Think about the timing in the game and how much farther this is going to be, trying to wall this and this whole thing, and now the front. So now a drush timing is going to come in and wackadoodle you, right? Because this is when it's going to be coming in. So you're going to have vills kind of far away that they could hit. This is where we should be scouting their base. Your scout's over here pushing a deer. So maybe push 1 deer and then scout, because you're looking for the drush timing first. And then once the drush timing is done, then you can go back to your base and push the deer. Also, it helps because if you're the archer player against the scout player, they're going to go up 1 to 2 vills before you, so you do not want your scout across the field after like 8 minutes, right? So in a minute, you need to be coming back to your base, but right now you're pushing deer. So this is where I would say this needs to be here. Look, 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 and then run away. So that's number one thing that I would say to fix. The rest is good. Well, and this, right? Because you're walling the harder wall, the longer wall, and you're not scouting. So you're giving a opening to like a higher level enemy that may throw a drush in at you. You're against the scout player, so that's almost never happens. Scout players almost never drush. So you really don't have to worry about it this game, but I don't even know that you know what guy you're against. Yeah, so you actually don't know that yet. Kinda, yeah, this is fine. 22 pop-up is good. I like this wall here. I'd like to see a wall here. And then barracks in the 2 ranges. You can wait to wall with your ranges if you've scouted them, and you know they're not drushing or mad arms on you, right? If you see that, then you're gonna have to make it a little quicker and a little smaller. I like this. You can put a tower here if they're pressuring you at any spot. The problem is the back end, right? So now scouts are going to be, look how big this wall is over here. When, say, if you made your lumber camp here and here, then you just wall here to your TC, there, and then here and to your TC, right? So it's a little circle like that. This is your square. So this square can be walled at a way faster timing with way less resource than the other one, and it's protecting all the things you need. Berries, gold, wood. Now, in a 1v1, maybe it's better to have both, because then you're looking at players that might go forward towers more often and shit like that, where you have to actually remove. But see how much wood you're using here? Also, make sure you're making your 2 ranges as part of your wall. Don't waste those that wood. That's like, what, 6 to 8 tiles of wood? Nice, good, good, good. I like that change up. And then another one there. Okay. But yeah, I would say the wall is too big. Another reason, if you're doubled, right? If you're doubled, they're going to cut through a palisade wall, no problem with archers and scouts anyways, probably. So you might as well just have the smaller wall and drop the tower, because you're going to have to drop it anyways if you guys aren't, if you guys don't have enough army. This is like, they'll walk here, kill on a downhill, and be through this in like 10 seconds. In team games, walls are way less effective, but you need them more. It's weird. Because if they're comboing, they go through way faster than in a 1v1. I usually put 12 on wood, and then after I get enough wood to start making stuff, I take 2 more off and then go to the food again. So just eyeball your wood. See if you're able to maintain all of this. Your archers are good, but we don't have a... Oh, you do have blacksmith. Okay, nice. So this, and then you went to 11. Okay. So this is similar to what I'm doing, because you went 4 and then 11, and I do 3 and then 12. So it's kind of similar. It's just slightly different numbers, but I bet you were getting around the same amount of wood. So this is good. This is not bad. We want to get to 8 on gold. Nice. I like just throwing 8 and then going back to food if needed. You've got a lot of food, so that's not too big of a problem. I don't know if you have your blacksmith up yet, though. The upgrade finish, I mean. So we might need a little bit more food. Then I go about 10 on farms. Nice. So we're walled in time. I go like 10 on farms, and then I make the market so you can start abusing that. I would say that in 2v2s especially, you want to start abusing the market and not to go black wheelbarrow. The archer player is trying to get his tech as fast as possible, and he needs way less eco than the scout player. The scout player is going to want to go like 16 to 20 farms and make wheelbarrow, right? Where the archer player wants to go like 10 to 12 farms, skip wheelbarrow, and buy their way up and be up maybe faster or at the same time as the scout player. Even though they've started getting their archer numbers as soon as possible, so that like by the time their castle, their eco might be a little low, but they've got like 30 crossbow ready to start smacking knights around the field. 2v2 is like all about how many archers you can have. So you want to be super cautious with them. I like that you added the spear. You saw scouts on the field, so you know, okay, spear's going to be good. With the amount I saw, maybe 2 spears would have been better. Though since you do have your ally with you, you don't need to add that extra one. I like it so far. I don't think I think the mistakes, or I guess just different playstyle that you're doing with your walling. Maybe there's some openings that you could be hit, but I like the general idea. 7 scouts, it's about right. I think about 8 scouts is like the magic number. Eight scouts is nice because if they have scouts, that's a healthy number of scouts. And if they go up before you and go into crossbow, 8 scouts, you can just add bloodline and maybe an armor, and you could clear the first group of crossbow anyways with just scouts. So I think either way, it's a good number. Ooh, we're not microing the best here. Good cleanup. I would say that your ally, when you're talking to him, you want him to drag the scouts away. When you have 2 armies, you have your melee and their melee run, and your archers just attack the runners, right? So it's free damage. This was traded damage. It was a really good trade for you guys, but it wasn't free. Like, he could have kept running and done circles, and then every time the scout player goes to attack you, then he goes and attacks them again, right? And then you start running away. But that's, I mean, you would have maybe killed an extra. You probably would have saved 2 extra units, but it's not a big deal. Ooh, 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 ooh. Good, really good archer numbers here. I like it. 13 on farm, so this is where I would drop a market right now. I would actually cancel 2 of my archers and make a market now and buy my way up. You can go up right now. And since you have the advantage, we've killed 1 army. We know, okay, I don't need as much army because now it's 2v1 against somebody else. We've done good damage. You could even back to your base if you want. But right now, you could click up. So these extra farms are going to take too long to get you food. It's better to make a market with those 3 farms and buy it. Right, see how it's already like, you can see the food going up. You're gonna get there. It's not like terrible, but if you skip it, we're gonna be up kind of much more near the green player, right? Hey, thank you so much for the raid. First words in, penis. Okay, all right. Is that like the game in high school? We used to play a game where we would all yell penis. But every next person had to yell a little bit louder. So you do it in like Sunday school or at high school or something, and you start out really quiet and just whisper it. You'd hear whisperings of the penis, and then we would. All right. Thank you for the raid again. Welcome, you guys. We're just going over a rec here. Okay, so we clicked up now. So that's about a 2-minute timing difference by. Instead of making those last 4 farms, staying on about 12, make the market and buy it. And then you can go back to farming if you need. Also, 16 farms is going to be enough for 3 TC production right away, and we're probably not going to do that. We're probably going to go 3 range ballistics. So this food will get wasted. It's a little better to be heavier on wood than the food for archer player. This is about the same amount of farms as your scout player is going to have, right? Yeah, so you're about your build, your food, the food amount on your build is for a scout player. So you could sharpen that up a tad. So far overall though, it's been really, really good. I like how you brought your archers back once he got up. That's oh, actually it was Mayan that went up, huh? Less needed if it's the archer player that goes up because your numbers, you could probably kill this whole army with your army. But just in general, if they hit castle and you're upping and you have a lot of archers, it's good to run away. You want to get that really big archer ball so you can like 1 or 2 shot knights. So you don't really want to lose any archers all game. Like it's all about how how fast you can get your big fat mass up. Oh my gosh, the damage is coming in on your ally though. Ooh, ooh, ooh. We're fine, we're fine, we're fine. Okay. Let's get back to the right one. Are we fine? Yeah, so we gotta move out. So now, I'm not sure why he didn't tell you to move out. Once, shoot. This is kind of a lot of damage. Once you know both armies are here, right, you can start moving towards them so that, like, right now, as your crossbow upgrade hit, you'd be, like, here. Like, about to go in on one of the players. So just a little bit faster with that, once you've identified where the army actually is. Before that, it was the right move to run in. You hide, you wait to see where the army is, and then you can move back out on the field. Especially knowing that it's crossbow against you, because you have the same movement speed as the crossbow, right, with your archers, and you just have more with less tech early on. It's much more scary if the knight player is up first, because then they're a lot more mobile and they can catch you. That's where you need to be a bit more cautious and just stay in your base. But if it's only the archer player, you can move back out and it's fine. I like your numbers here. You should be able to bully a knight player pretty easily now. Would love to see double. Yep, he's coming. Okay, so he's going to have to re-eco. His eco is shattered. You guys are almost borderline. You have to go all in. That was so much damage. Yeah, I think this might be one of those games where you just add a Forward Siege Workshop. Okay, I would say definitely split the army. Yeah. I like this. You don't really want to chase them all the way back. Oh, no. Yeah, so if we had it going forward, we might be getting picks on some stuff. He's trying to distract you, right? You see how he's running away from his ally's base? If he's running towards his ally's base, he's running to an army that he wants to kill you with. If he's running away, that means he's just trying to buy time. And they're weak at home. So sometimes you can even tell which direction they're running, whether you should go towards them or away from them. So it sends an email on the set time. That sounds like something it would have. That'd be a pretty smart addition if they don't. So he's got a nice farm count here. How are we doing at home? We're on 1 TC, 4 range. I don't know about 4 range. I think 4 range is too much. I think you should go 3 range, and then if you need ballistics, drop the uni. If you don't, you can drop TCs. Especially though, the way you made so many farms, I would say you should be dropping TCs if you're going 16 or more farms. If you're doing 12 or less, then maybe you go the other way. But since you're gonna float food, right? It's like 5 to 6 farms per TC. So if you're at 16 farms when you get to castle, you need to just drop TC, because you want to make those vills. Otherwise, it's just sitting in your bank. Now you could use it for a 1 TC imp, but you don't really want to be gearing your eco towards a 1 TC. That's more of a reaction if you're behind. Not sure what to do with your expos? Yeah, so you want to find gold ideally. This is a hard map to hit. The first thing I would say is they should have been out faster, because you could have stopped this kind of stuff. But if you can't find damage, I would say go to the other guy and look for damage. Maybe even a forward siege workshop. This is the other thing about having too much army, right? If the game gets stalled out, these guys that have more vills are actually ahead. So blue's actually ahead even though you guys are pressuring him super hard. Ooh, here they come. Here they come. 15 on gold. It's about right. But yeah, like right now again, we could almost buy our way up. So you want to start abusing the market a bit more. Well, your ally only has +1 armor, so I would say never dive. And also, I would tell him never to get +1 attack first. In a 2v2, it's very likely that you're against, if they're meta, if they're not total noob, you're going to be against a lot of crossbow, right? So you need to be making +2 first and not getting the attack. The attack's going to be useless for you. Most of the Knight player's job is just dancing around and trying to keep people open. Maybe sniping some mangoes every now and then, but you can't snipe mangoes if you don't have +2. Yeah, we need to be ecoing though, because you could have 3 TC boom going right now. Maybe you're a little too focused on your army, actually. Do we have thumb ring, by the way? Oh, this is rough. So your allies... Wow. Yeah. The Vil counts are just insane, because they went eco, right? So they're all ecoing, and you guys have to find damage. So you need to move around a bit more, be a little bit quicker with where you're transitioning to. And forward siege, really. It's kind of weird that they went siege first. But I think they knew they were in a good eco spot. When yellow took so much damage, you guys almost had to like... It was borderline all-in territory. Like, he probably should have sent a Vil forward right away. One of you, with your first army. Especially if you're not going to do TCs. If you're going to go TCs, maybe you can reboom into it. But if you're going to go 1 TC army and then also not push with siege... you're going to get bogged down, right? It's going to be really hard to get damage in, like you guys are finding now. You have great armies, but you just can't quite get to the Vils. Nice. Looks like you have ballistics now. I think you got it pretty early, which is good. Now, you want to be taking free shots at anything that comes in your range, but once the archer's in your range, you almost always target archer. But you want to back up. You want to never be taking damage as the crossbow player. I know you are not intentionally taking the damage, right? But yellow needs to be in front of you, directly in front of you, not dicking around on the side. And he needs to be... Yeah, see, because you're taking direct fire from archer. That shouldn't happen. So we want to back up. Put your ally in front of you. He's the tank. Your ally's actually not playing the scout knights correctly in both fights. The scout's over here early, and then he still doesn't have +2. I know his eco got hit, but he's booming. He could easily have it, right? We know he could have it. He's +2 deep in his TCs, so easy. I wonder if he forgot. Oh yeah, I need to make sure that my... Yeah, I forgot. Okay. My water's boiling. Alright. After this rec, I'll take like 3 minutes to grind up some espresso beans and then put it in the French press. The water's ready. Castle drop from them, so they know they have an equal lead. They know they're going to be going up soon. Actually, he's already up. So they're just going to defend and try to not take damage from you. So they're doing a pretty good job of defending, right? Both of them dropping castle now, so they know how important it is for them not to die. Yeah, looks like they're going to clean you up. So, big things, maybe a wall a bit smaller to avoid early damage, but that wasn't a factor in this game. Or scout earlier. If you notice that it's the archer player that ups, it's a lot less scary. You can actually stay on the field. You could even have gone to your ally's base and hit inside. 1 second. What? Hello?
You got a huge...
Oh, sweet. How much did I get, man? Oh, dude, it's Nerd Christmas, man.
That thing is big.
Okay. Plot twist. We just got our new computer. Oh yeah! Oh yeah, I'm so pumped. The box looks a little beat up, so hopefully hopefully it's fine. Okay, I'm back. Let me, does it have does it have a bunch of wood engraved on it? No wood, no wood. So it's a 12-core, 4 gigahertz, 3080 graphics card, 3 terabytes of SSD, and the hard drive. What else? It's good shit. It's good shit. It's gonna be big. We're gonna be able to play all the best games with all the best graphics. But are we going to? No. We're gonna play Age of Empires. Yeah. It's pretty much just Vils. So I would say when you get up, drop the TCs. I think that's the biggest mistake you made, was the TC thing. And then I would say you could transition out a bit quicker. If the knight player ups first, as an archer player, you have to run in your base and hide. If the archer player ups first, your scout player can overmake scouts and clear the archers. Maybe you can help them. You can walk out and use hills and just slowly move away, because you have the same movement speed, right? So you're not actually going to get caught. You can always run away. I say that, but now people will definitely get caught. GG. Not too bad. Definitely not too bad. I liked your early archer numbers. I think your feudal age was super good. I would probably say stop at 12 farms, mark it. Don't make those extra 4 farms. That'll help you too going into army, right? Because you won't have this float on food. So you can either go into 1TC a bit quicker and stronger, or you can drop those extra TCs if you notice something's going on where it could call for it, and then you could add those extra 4 farms. So switch that around. That'll streamline your build a little bit more. So there's a few mistakes, but it's not, you're not so far behind that you're like terribly noobish, right? You're very close. It's very small mistakes. They beat you by like, it ended with like 20 Vils, but it wasn't even that much in Castle. It was a slight lead, but their TCs were in good spots because we didn't move out quite fast enough. So they were able to get TCs on both the golds, which is really hard, because then it's super hard to pressure them. At that point, we'd have to be standing here, or we'd have to be sieging from some angle. His stables are also in the back. A lot of players make their stables in the front and their rages in the front. I think you should always do it as part of your wall. And then you can clear, right? So like this, you could come try and clear this. You could also switch to green earlier. He's got a gold and a stone outside, so maybe this hill would have been a good one to push. Your knight player can clear the ranges. You can push on the gold and stuff. Blue had a bit safer base. He did have this gold out, but with 2 golds in the back, he's not going to go to that gold until probably imp anyways. Not too bad. Big thing I would say for him is do not get +1 attack on your scouts. Get +2 armor first no matter what. If you're going full upgrades in feudal with scouts, then fine. Otherwise, do not get it.